Hey GenderqueerChat. It's Tuesday and I'm Andria. So, this week I decided to point the camera this way. So, hopefully the lighting is working because I can't see the screen, so I don't know how it's going to work out. Yeah, anyways, let's get to the topic. So, the topic is basically what are our feelings on there being relatively no genderqueer role models in the media, especially in the mainstream media, and how that affects our self-esteem. So that's a good question. I think that it's definitely true that there aren't that many trans and genderqueer role models in the media, or just generally people that are kind of out and talk about things. So yeah, I feel like that does affect my self-esteem a little bit, or maybe not directly my self-esteem, but it probably affects how sort of isolated and alone I feel in certain ways, because I think like with any group it helps to feel as though there is somebody out there that's almost like representing a group that you consider yourself a part of. They represent something which is really relatable for you. So I definitely feel it in that way. However, I do think that there are actually some people, I guess more specifically trans, that have come out recently, which was really cool to me. There's also lots of like gay and lesbian people that seem to be coming out in the news and stuff like that recently as well, which is also really, really cool. And I find that to be a really positive and helpful thing for myself and probably for the community as well, which makes me happy also. So I think that the kind of news stories that were really interesting to me, I will try to post some sort of links to in the description below. I did find one, so I'll post that for sure. And that is an article about I forget her full name now, but I believe it's Laura Jane Gable is her name now, and that is the lead singer of Against Me, which is a really fucking awesome band. And I love them a whole bunch, and I thought it was really, really cool when I heard the news that she'd come out as trans and was planning to transition and such. So that is really, really cool, and I think that really directly relates to this topic because that's something that was sort of an experience for me in a way, and that I felt like, wow, it's really this is really something that can happen with anyone. And I don't know, there was just such a relatability to that, because I really kind of, I like that kind of punk rock stuff and rebellious sort of attitudes there, and I need that kind of energy sometimes to get me through. And yeah, so it was just really, really cool to see that she had come out and was like trans, and I was like, this is totally cool. I had no idea of that, and it was kind of a transformation for me in an internal way. I kind of got through some stuff with that. It was just really helpful. So I think that's an example of just how powerful and positive it can be for people that are trans or genderqueer to come out, and I think it's a really brave thing for them to come out in the media. And so yeah, I guess this kind of relates to the topic, just because that's sort of how I'm affected by there actually being some role models there, and yeah, I think that's mostly what I have to contribute to the topic this week. I think it's really positive when people do come out, and when there is a lack of visibility for people, really of any group, or misrepresentation, and that can be a very, very harmful thing. Like how, just basically, even how advertising affects people. So I guess in some ways, like, I'm glad that there isn't a lot of mainstream kind of advertising that relates to trans people or genderqueer people, just because it's really, I think it would be really obnoxious in a way to feel advertised to, and to feel like trans bodies specifically were sort of being objectified and sold in that sort of way. So that's actually something I'm kind of thankful for in a way. I'm glad that there isn't that much of that kind of mainstream representation, because it isn't really representative, I think, or I imagine it wouldn't be. So I think, yeah, sometimes it's good to have a lack of that kind of representation. But as far as like role models, that being just people coming out and expressing themselves, being themselves, and being encouraging, I think that's a really positive thing, and something that it would be nice to see more of. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much what I have to contribute. I think the other link that I'll try to post is kind of related to advertising, and it's not specifically genderqueer related either, but it's actually kind of more related to androgyny. And that was this commercial. It was like a German commercial or something. I'll try to find it for like a car or something. But they actually it featured prominently this person who apparently identifies as a man, which is cool. But they sort of presented in a very androgynous way, and they, I suppose, have what one would consider an androgynous body. And I thought that was really, really interesting, actually. In some ways I was a little bit irked by it, but, I don't know, I had mixed feelings, so maybe I can put a link to that and you guys can see how you feel about it as well. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I'll try to find a link for those things and put them in the description. So I think that's all that I have to contribute this week. Hopefully this came out well and the lighting is okay and everything. Yeah. Alright. Hope you have a great week.